Welcome everybody to my 2019 yearly recap review video. Are you ready?
Here we go.
2019 was a jam-packed year. Lots of racing and tons of swimming. I swam over 2,600,000 yards. That's over 1,500 miles. That's like swimming halfway across America. Halfway across America. Crazy. I swam in over a dozen different cities across America and 50 different pools around the world. Some for world championship level competitions and some just for fun. Lots of super early morning swims, which I tried to do with a smile on my face. I didn't always succeed, but I always did my best, and that's all we can try to do.
It's a good pain.
All that swimming needed a lot of active recovery. I got worked on by John, took ice baths with Blake, I even used a float tank, and then I went viral on YouTube for teaching the world how to blow my favorite kind of perfect bubble rings. I headed down south to Florida for a training trip with my college team. I swam in the ocean, which was probably the highlight of the trip. I love swimming in the ocean. Then I went back home to Las Vegas for my club team's annual Sandpiper Team Banquet, which was a blast. But the highlight of that trip was going to Wet n Wild Water Park with my sister Cody. I absolutely love water slides, especially the ones like this, where you drop straight down, terrifying, but so satisfying. In March, I traveled down to Austin, Texas for the 2019 NCAA Men's Championships. It was such a blast watching some of my training partners win national titles. I spent a few days in Arizona for the Team Tier photo shoot, which is basically just me and a bunch of my favorite people, other Olympic swimmers, taking photos and goofing off, and riding water slides is clearly the highlight. We're just, silly people. After the photo shoot, Allie and I went to one of our favorite places ever.
The happiest place in the world. I want to see Dumbledore. Dumbledore's in here somewhere.
Harry Potter was one of the first things we ever bonded over. We try to visit at least once a year. After our little vacation, I flew to Iowa for another Tier Pro Series event. This was actually the first time that I'd ever raced at this YMCA pool in Des Moines. Is that how you say it? Des Moines? And I actually really liked it. It was a great pool, had some really good swims. A few weeks later, I had another swim competition, this time in Richmond, Virginia.
Who's gonna win it? It's Cody Miller!
I'd actually never swam in that pool before either. That was my first time, and it was a really good pool. Highlight of the trip, definitely seeing my friends and hanging out with some of the fans. For Allie's birthday this year, I took her skydiving. We did the unthinkable. We jumped out of an airplane at 15,000 feet, and man, was it insane. This year, my town, Bloomington, Indiana, hosted its very first Tier Pro Series meet.
Cody Miller just pulling away from everybody. The new personal best time.
Blake and I did the Hot Wings Challenge, and Allie and I completely remodeled our entire kitchen. It turned out quite nice. At 27 years old, I finally raced in the Indiana Senior State Championship meet because, you're never too old. Then I traveled way down south to Lima, Peru for the 2019 Pan American Games Championship, and this meet was crazy. I ended up winning a silver medal in the 100-meter breaststroke. Quite an experience. The highlight of the trip was easily vacationing in Machu Picchu with Allie.
This is happening.
We got to hang out with the Peruvian llamas. I mean, how could anything top that? I visited my mom in Las Vegas. We went to some shows, and I was actually the guest speaker for this really big convention. And then I rode some crazy rides at the top of the stratosphere. I love thrill rides. In swimming history, 2019 will always be remembered for the first year of the very first season of the International Swimming League, and I was fortunate enough to compete in the very first ever ISL Championship meet in one of my hometowns, Indianapolis. Imagine that. Then we flew to Naples, Italy for the second ISL competition. We got to do a little bit of sightseeing. We visited Pompeii, but we were really there to have a crazy dual meet. My team, the DC Tridents, were in a tight battle with the home Italian team, the Aqua Centurions, and we came out victorious. We beat them. We ended up third place in the meet, and man, it was fun. And speaking of fun, there is nothing like competing against my buddy and the GOAT, Caleb Dressel. I actually swam the 50 fly against him at my third ISL competition in Maryland. It was a super fun meet. The team came together. Everyone had just a blast. I mean, just look at the energy of that group right there. That's something I'll never forget. After ISL, I swam 2 meets. I raced at the Texas Pro-Am in Dallas, where I set 2 meet records, which was pretty cool. I also swam at USA Swimming's US Open in Atlanta, Georgia.
At the wall, Cody Miller with a new meet record.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
you for plugging my YouTube channel around. So this is pretty much my co-star.
Best part of the day. Best part of the day. Let's make them all right.
All right.
I did this to myself.
This is where the pain's gonna set in. Top secret? It's not top secret. Top secret.
I spent a whole lot of time goofing off with this guy right here, one of my partners in crime, Blake P. He graduated college this year, and we were all a little surprised, but also extremely proud. Blake is one of those guys who just never takes himself too seriously, which I love.
It takes too long to vlog.
This year, Ray fully embraced my vlogging amazingly.
Gary's off frame smiling at us right now.
All right, Gary.
I just got hustled. She totally hustled me. Almost had you. You look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Allie made me laugh and smile multiple times every single day, which is one of the reasons why she's perfect for me.
This is love. This is true love. Find a woman who will shave your back for you.
Our furry children, Puff and Lego. Hard to believe they both turned 4 years old this year. I can't believe we've had them this long. It feels like just yesterday I picked up Lego without even telling Allie and brought her home. Definitely the most impulsive thing I've ever done. Because of so many requests, I started selling my own merch.
I feel really awkward modeling t-shirts.
Softer than Lego's bum.
It's got
different colors. Wait, call now.
Allie and I went to the movie theater at least 24 times this year. It's one of our favorite things to do. It's kind of what we bond over.
I bought 2 popcorns for this movie.
Gary, where are you?
2019 was the first year where I really truly embraced my vlog. I kind of took it to a whole nother level. I've always tried to just show, despite the fact that our sport is extremely difficult and painful at times, that it's also super fun, and we should be grateful for the opportunity that we have to wake up every morning and just dive in the pool.
We're getting in like 3 minutes. Let's roll.
It's a very exciting day.
No matter how bad I don't want to get out of bed, I always try to train with a smile on my face.
We have more? I like it. We did it. We did it.
And that's it. That's all, folks. 2020 is going to be a good year.